rise to fame was a testament to hard work, resilience, and a love for the craft of acting. From humble beginnings in Kansas City to stardom in Hollywood's golden age, Powell's dedication and talent cemented his legacy as a revered actor of stage and screen. Dorothy Counts, the first black student to attend an all-white school in the United States, shown in this photo, teased and mocked by her white male classmates. Two Armenian countermilitias emerged in 1915 to resist the Armenian genocide carried out by the Ottoman Turks. They aimed to protect Armenian communities and fight against the atrocities committed during this period. Early 20th century knife grinders in Thiers, France, innovatively laid chest down over grindstones to preserve their backs. Despite harsh conditions, their skilled craftsmanship and the town's ingenuity made Thiers the heart of French cutlery. In 1941, the photo on the left was taken of Soviet soldier Eugene Stepanovich Kobitev on the day he left to go to war. The photo on the right was taken in 1945, after the end of the war, just 4 years apart. In 1996, Keisha Thomas, a black woman, courageously shielded an alleged Ku Klux Klan (KKK) supporter from an angry mob during a rally in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Her act of bravery emphasized the power of compassion and nonviolence in the face of hate. French bike racer Alfred Latournier towing a 22-foot-long Airstream liner at the Metropolitan Airport in Van Nuys, California to demonstrate how light it was, 1947. Lisa Matthews, Playboy's Playmate of the Month in December 1982, gained widespread recognition for her striking beauty and charm. Her iconic appearance in the magazine helped cement her status as one of the memorable playmates of the 1980s. Marilyn Cole, named Playboy's Playmate of the Year in 1973, became a prominent figure in the magazine's history. Her captivating beauty and grace made her one of the most memorable playmates of the 1970s. The powerful image of a Red Cross nurse writing down the last words of a mortally wounded soldier, taken around 1917, captures the deep human connection during the horrors of World War I. It reflects both the nurse's compassion and the tragic realities of war. In 1907, Annette Kellerman, pioneering swimmer and performer, promoted women's right to wear a fitted one-piece bathing suit, challenging traditional modesty standards. Her bold act led to her arrest for indecency, making her a symbol of women's empowerment and fashion freedom. In the 1950s, the BMW Isetta's quirky design featured a single front door, doubling as the car's entry and exit point, showcasing its unique charm and compact engineering. Cindy Margolis, Playboy's Playmate of the Month in 1991, became one of the most recognized figures of the 1990s. Known for her stunning beauty, she gained fame both as a centerfold and for her television appearances. British soldiers, interrupted during drag show rehearsals by a German raid, manning a BL 6-inch Mk7 naval gun at Sean Mead Fort, England in 1940. In 1929, Grand Central Terminal in NYC was a marvel of architectural design, with sunlight streaming through its iconic windows today. Surrounding tall buildings block the sun's rays, altering the once breathtaking light-filled interior. On January 27, 1945, the Auschwitz death camp was liberated by the Red Army, revealing the horrific extent of the atrocities committed there. This marked a pivotal moment in World War II, and a solemn turning point in history. Terry Copley, Playboy's Playmate of the Month in May 1982, became a well-known figure in the 1980s for her striking beauty. Along with her modeling career, she also gained recognition for her roles in television and film. In In the 1960s, Melbourne's Kew Traffic School on Cotham Road taught children road safety and traffic rules through a miniature, hands-on learning environment. On August 14, 1945, the streets of Times Square erupted in jubilant celebration as the end of World War II was announced. Among the revelers, a sailor and a nurse shared an impromptu embrace, a fleeting yet iconic moment that came to symbolize the relief, joy, and hope of a world finally at peace. Stanley Foreman was working for the Boston Herald-American on July 22, 1975, when he got a call about a fire on Marlborough Street. He raced over in time to see a woman and child on a fifth-floor fire escape. A fireman had set out to help them, and Foreman figured he was shooting another routine rescue. Somewhere in the Sea of Tranquility, the little depression in which Buzz Aldrin stood on the evening of July 20, 1969 is still there, one of billions of pits and craters and pockmarks on the moon's ancient surface, but it may not be the astronaut's most indelible mark. In 1945, Mike the Headless Rooster survived for 18 months after a failed decapitation, becoming a national sensation. His story highlighted nature's resilience and led to a quirky annual festival in his honor. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, iron-jawed men became famous for lifting heavy objects with their teeth, showcasing extreme jaw strength and endurance in circus performances. These incredible feats captivated audiences and solidified their place in entertainment history. Few remember Biafra, the tiny Western African nation that split off from southern Nigeria in 1967 and was retaken less than 3 years later. Much of the world learned of the enormity of that brief struggle through images of the mass starvation and disease that took the lives of possibly millions. The terrified young boy with his hands raised at the center of this image was one of nearly 500,000 Jews packed into the Warsaw Ghetto, a neighborhood transformed by the Nazis into a walled compound of grinding starvation and death. The same imperialistic desires festering in Europe in the 1930s had already swept into Asia, yet many Americans remained wary of wading into a conflict in what seemed a far-off alien land. But that opinion began to change as Japan's Army of the Rising Sun rolled toward Shanghai in the summer of 1937. Elvira and Jenny Lee Snow, often billed as twins, were born with microcephaly and showcased in sideshows under various names. They became famous in the 1920s, 40s for their performances at Coney Island and appeared in the film Freaks, 1932. The day before Alberto Corda took his iconic photograph of Cuban revolutionary Che Guevara, a ship had exploded in Havana Harbor, killing the crew and dozens of dock workers. Covering the funeral for the newspaper Revolution, Corda focused on Fidel Castro, who in a fiery oration accused the US of causing the explosion. Capturing the essence of those he photographed was Philippe Halsman's life's work. So when Halsman set out to shoot his friend and longtime collaborator, the surrealist painter Salvador Dali, he knew a simple seated portrait would not suffice. It is but a speck of an island 760 miles south of Tokyo, a volcanic pile that blocked the Allies' march toward Japan. The Americans needed Iwo Jima as an air base, but the Japanese had dug in. US troops landed on February 1, 1945. In 1936, Cliftonville held a faceless beauty contest, where contestants participated without showing their faces, defying conventional beauty norms. This unique event became a strange yet memorable moment in beauty pageant history. Foot binding, a Chinese tradition from the 10th century, involved tightly wrapping girls' feet to keep them small, a symbol of beauty and status. This painful practice persisted for nearly 1,000 years before being banned in the early 20th century.